Alright, hello, welcome. Today I'll be creating a custom map in Heroes 5 editor for Kane. This is a LOTR themed map, which means Lord of the Rings. Let me just load the map again because it's kind of blurry. Sometimes it does that. I already have most of the stuff created, but I'm still lacking a bunch. I've spent just about 20 hours doing it, I think. I also need to take a look at the sound. Yeah, there's no music in the editor. So I guess I'm gonna run my music from the RP in the background. Just give me a moment to find it. Unfortunately, some of the soundtracks were copyrighted, but I don't think it's that bad. Get the village music going. How loud is it? Incredibly loud. Hello, Super Cheese. And yes, the forests will burn in the fires of industry. So this is Mordor. So you have the Black Gate. You have the Mordor city. You have the Mordor Tower. I didn't have a better skin for it. So this is the Sauron's Tower. Is it Barad-dûr or however it's called? I don't remember right now. We have the Mount Doom. We have another Orcish city in here, and all the Mordor is enclosed in walls. There is Cirith Ungol, so heavily guarded, but some valuables in here, including gold mine. This is Minas Morgul. We have Haradrim down here, so they are undead. Started a bunch of stuff, free access to water. I cannot zoom out more because it's gonna start to drop frames like crazy, but maybe we can do a little bit. So yeah, that's Mordor. Now here we have Osgiliath. So it has a bunch of dwellings for all the different factions, so that we can actually have it to be a point of contention for all the factions, basically. It's heavily guarded as well. Mordor would have to beat a garrison of humans to get there, and humans will have to beat this. That's fine. And then we have Minas Tirith. Still need one door, yeah. Mordor, I guess that's how you pronounce it. So this is Minas Tirith. This is the starting city of the humans. So then we have a coastal city right here. It doesn't actually have a city in it. It's just a fortified place. You can conquer it. A lighthouse, very valuable thing to get. We have some forests with loot, some extra mines, things like that. More forests. We have some water, teleports and stuff in here. There is an island the Haradrim can get pretty easily. And yeah, this is Minas Tirith. Then we have Helm's Deep, so that's here. Kind of similar deal in terms of its value being tied to all the factions, especially Isengard, since it holds their advanced stuff. This is Isengard. I know it doesn't really look like it. It's because we had to pick to visit our academy faction for this, so that's why. At least we have the holes and the water wheels. That gives you money as well, so I hope that Isengard is gonna be pretty powerful. We'll see. Again, they have a garrison if you want to conquer them. Some of the key bridges are held by strong units, so the enemies cannot get at each other early on. We have the Fangorn Forest, so it's full of ants. Some sawmills for Isengard, ore pits here. It's actually Moria on the upper floor, so you have these different entrances down. And you cannot have water on the cliffs, so it kind of sucks. So even the Rivendell actually does not have the waterfalls, because there is no way for me to make it. So this is Rivendell. Then we have Shire in here. No real way for me to make a Hobbit pits. but kind of created similar terrain features at least. Then we have, this is the tent to open gate to Mordor. If you want to go and kill Mordor, you actually have to get the key from Shire. And yeah, it's the key to the tent, the orange one, that actually is right here, the gatehouse. Then Mordor does have fairly few things around here, so I hope that they will become a quite powerful faction. Haradrim and Mordor will actually have a connection underground to each other, so not early game thing, but they can get out even without breaking through the gate, which they cannot do from inside, so that's their only way, or breaking through Cirith Ungol. These two things are possible. Right, so the thing we need to do, I need to fill up Helm's Deep surrounding area, and then we need to do some tunnels and Moria, and we need this Iron Hills. This is a staging area for the dwarves. They'll start as an expedition, they'll need to reconquer Moria. But there is still plenty of empty space. I'm gonna have to fit some elves in here. We already have one elven city, but they're not gonna start with this one. I guess Rivendell is gonna be conquerable by the elves, but not initially set up. Be theirs. Okay, so where do we start even? I was doing some work on it today, but need to remember where I left off. I have done some of this. Yeah, Isengard surrounding area is probably almost done. There is this access point that will lead to the elves, which I'm gonna develop as we set up the elven factions. I'm gonna have to take a look at something quick. Yeah, let's take a look at Discord. I have the map, how it's supposed to look like there in the public assembly, so take a moment to look it up. Alright, so there's supposed to be a river hugging the mountainside, but that's not possible to fit it, I don't think. Or rather, I could have it, but I don't really like the empty spaces, like the plains are really bad for filling things in because it will look very bland and you cannot really have loot or anything there on the open ground too much. So we'll need to just make there some trees there as well. Now Fangorn is not supposed to be adjacent to the Elven Woods. There's Mirkwood in the north, which should be adjacent to the Iron Hills basically. We probably can do that. There's supposed to be a tunnel from Moria that leads. One of them should be close by to the Isengard. We already have that. Then we have one that's gonna be leading to the other side, to the elves. They should have a... what's that settlement called? Actually, I have no idea. It's north of Fangorn. Well, doesn't really matter, I can fiddle around with stuff. I think that's where Galadriel is. Right. So it should be somewhere over here. Starting location. We will actually not... this leads there. This leads there. This one will go to the Iron Hills. And this one will lead. I actually don't need this one, I think I can get rid of it. It would be too much of a pain to have another tunnel down there. Because it's gonna be congested like crazy. I want a big underground for the Moria, of course. So I'm gonna have to... It's not gonna correspond to the upper level, the underground, of course. There's no way I would fit it. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fit an Elven city here. Where's the Elf city? Elven city. Right, let's trigger the the blockers so we can see the access point. Yeah, I suppose we can have the Elven city right about here. gonna have to figure out the stuff around it though. Separate these two. I don't want them to be able to access it immediately for obvious reasons, because the elves would be absolutely insane. I do worry that they will become the strongest faction very quickly. We should probably make sure that if they reach it, it should be fairly difficult for them to climb it. Let's create some sort of surrounding woods around their city at least, so they can have the forest as walls, basically, while other factions have the cliffs, usually. This looks okay. Could maybe shift this to be facing this direction. Now, do we give them a dwelling? I don't think we give them an initial dwelling. They have a bunch of dwellings on the map in total. So let's take a look at terrain. Grass. Can do stone road. Gonna have to connect these things up, and then we should have a road through here as well. Not through Fangorn though. That should be somehow connected to that. Just bring the road along like this. I guess along the bank. Eventually we'll have to set up other things here. Mirkwood, gonna have to build it around here most likely. I'm not sure what the planes are gonna be, because there are supposed to be planes, but planes are horrible in terms of heroes. So just gonna have to fit other things in there. Also, just give me a moment. I need to think Kane. What do we give them initially? Definitely a hero. Ranger. So what do we give them? Yeah, I guess the standard one is fine. Can even rename them actually. So we could... Yeah, I guess I'm gonna rename the heroes for the factions. Even though if they recruit new ones, that would screw up the names. But I guess it would be good to have the initial ones named. Skills can be regular army. Gonna give her some, how are they called, sprites? Right? Give her some wardancers and hunters. Name other heroes as well. Oh yeah, and we should give it to the faction in question. Take a look at what player elves are. Elves, player 4. take a look at the wizard. Thermal divide. And then this guy, I guess you can make it Faramir. Argon would obviously be the best, but not very fitting for that guy, so let's make him that. Mordor. Is there a name of any of the commanders of Mordor? I don't actually remember. I guess you can make this guy the Mouth of Sauron. We have dwarfs. And another factions, not really. Okay, need to build up the initial elven things. So let's take a look. Generic objects. Each player usually starts with, where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them a Redwood Observatory, just so that they can have vision if any enemy comes near their base, but give them a flag for movement. May level up a hero for free. I guess we can have that 3 in Fangorn as well, if there is a good space for it. Kinda messed up. Give these guys Shrine of Magic. They should have a stable like everyone else. Planetarium. And there is an XP thing, I don't know how it's called. Dolmen of Knowledge, that's it. Okay, that works. Now let's take a look at grass objects. Accessible, fine. Make that into an area. Look at that. Gonna place a few trees for looks as well. Over here we should make it like that. Treasures. Usually it's a good idea to have a few resource piles for the basic stuff here and there. So we are gonna do that. Put some monsters. And the first thing they will get is, where is this sprite? Yeah, I'm gonna give them 3 extra sprites, friendly, join, and then we have Blade Dancer is the lowest quality. I actually need to fiddle around with this guy then. How's it called? Blade Dancer, right? Blade Dancer. Some treasure. Gonna get a single XP chest, a little bit of gold, sulfur. Got it to the monster. Come on. Bit of wolf. with some basic resources as well, but this one's gonna be a tougher fight. So I have something to work towards. We give, I guess, a little bit of mercury, some crystals, and gems. Or actually an artifact. Usually the factions have an initial artifact. For the elves, I'm gonna give them the bow. No. Who do we set up as a guard for this? Basic succubi. Make them like 18. Set up a 3 here. Another monster. I'm gonna do fairly reasonable fight here. Let's get some iron golems. Let's get a campfire as well. We can do some low level artifact. The luck thing is pretty good. +1. Now over here we could give them something else. +1 knowledge for a hero. Get them the crystal, it's fine. Also give them a mana vial. Fountain of Youth does... No, we should give Fountain of Fortune. Okay. Pretty standard, nothing too fancy. Let's take a look at garrisons. Do the elves have garrison buildings? Not really. Could make it this one, I guess. Should actually remove this one. Just click around this. So let's take a look. Layer 4 army. This is gonna have War Dancer. The Dancer is the highest level one. Then we'll have some Arcane Hunters. To guard it, and then we'll have what the end's called. I don't actually remember. I have to take a look at that. Savage Treant, Ancient Treant. Okay. Oh, of course it fucked it up because I didn't click OK. Give them like 20 of those. Arcane Archer, 80. War Dancer. I should probably do a couple of druids as well. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to also get a single druid. Get him here. It's just gonna be one, and he's gonna be journey. Some ore and a campfire. Now we need to make sure that this is fairly inaccessible. gonna get Chini. Make it like 30. Got the expansion. Also set up garrison on this. So it needs to be beaten. Garrison. Let's give it gremlins. Where are they? Gremlin saboteur maybe? Let's get like 60 of them in there. Some iron golems. Some mages. Should be enough. Okay, so what's next? I'm gonna have to figure out their initial expansion area. It's probably gonna be through here. All buildings. Take a look at the sawmill. Gonna give them a sawmill here, then an ore pit. So the ore pit could be... I guess I'm gonna make a rock somewhere around here, so let's do that. Grass objects. That's a bit fucked up. Yeah, that's fine. Measure some ore. Get some monsters to guard these things. Kinda like the idea to guard these essential things with ranged units. So you are bound to take some casualties. Or wait until you are more powerful. So that you can initially go around the map and scavenge for resources. Instead of immediately getting an income of wood and stone. Okay, let's get some forests around here. Can fill it with monsters as well. Should be fine. Some shape over here as well. Get some oaks. Alright, need to develop this now. I fill this with monsters. Kinda want to do a cavalier. Let's make it 20. Got some resources. Let's get an artifact in here. I don't want to give them anything too useful. But every other faction has this, so and that. Should make this one fairly approachable, I think. Chests. Bunch of gold. A little bit of wood. And then a single piece of crystal. I've actually gotten extra 3 in there. Okay. Now I need to figure out where are there other mines for resources gonna be. That should be pretty straightforward. Can have some of that be here. I actually think. Yeah, let's go into all buildings. Got a mercenary camp. Signpost. Get a shrine. Let's get a mummy guarding this. Mercury. A little bit of gold. 2 chests. I shall make them a crypt to fight. I think there is a mine, abandoned mine. Yeah. Gonna have to figure out where to build it. I suppose it's fine to have it somewhere over here. Gonna have to just fiddle around with it. Should probably guard it with a creature. We shouldn't make it their own. I guess Blood Furies would be okay. It's got a little bit of gold here. But it's abandoned, so it needs to be rebuilt. I don't want to give them many things. What's the reward for that? Need to get some low-level artifact. The Horn of Planta is pretty good. Okay. Get some grassy things here. Let's get a monster. Can make it a minotaur. Get him like 12 men. It's fine. Treasures. A little bit of ore and wood. Some gold. Gems. And a campfire. Okay, right. So we have the abandoned gold mine. We need to get gem mine. heard of, but haven't tried a spiritual successor of Heroes of Might and Magic 3: Songs of Conquest. I actually do own that game. It is quite similar, but also very different. It's also early access, but yeah, I do have it. Get a guard here. Guess it could be Zed's. Make it 70. And a pile of gold as well. What do I think of it? I kinda like it, but at the same time, I think it's too different. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's like Heroes all that much. It feels like it's more railroaded than that, and the city building, I think it's too limiting. You can only have certain set of things in each city, and there are not enough building plots ever to build stuff. You also have to wait to get things, as in Heroes, but in there it feels even worse, in a sense. And something I found quite weird is, I actually like when you have like different kind of characters, and you have men and women, that's fine. But in that game specifically, you have like 10 main characters, and all 10 of them are women. And that's kind of weird in a medieval setting, when they all were wearing armor and everything. Like, historically speaking, that's not at all what you would see. So it's kind of off-putting a little bit. I know it's fantasy, everything's fine in fantasy, we have Witcher, we have things like that, but disproportionate amount of that, it just feels off. So I think it can be good, this game, but maybe it needs some work, and also I would maybe tweak that little thing a little bit. Yeah, like, it's just... It's good to have a few like that, I don't mind it, but you also have other characters, because they also end up feel very samey, and I just lose track of who is who very quickly. So it's also pretty bad in terms of like story, if you are into that sort of thing. This will not help in that regard, I feel like. Let's get a monster here. Let's make it a horned demon. Some sulfur. Let's get that gold pile, a campfire. Maybe dual pair heroes, where you have both king and queen together fighting as one commander. Yeah, that could work, for sure. I would be fine with having both of them and just as different armies, that's fine. Or even together, I don't care, but the absence is just off-putting to me. I kinda like the art style a little bit, it's pixel art. The combat feels okay. The system for army management is different than Heroes, in the sense that you cannot fit infinite amount of troops in each stack, which actually is one of the better things in Heroes. I mean, yeah, it leads to snowballing, but it's the thing I like about Heroes. So, kinda ruins that. So you are bound to take casualties, like from every fight. Which kinda sucks. The best feeling ever is to go into a tough combat and don't take any casualties in Heroes. That's the best feeling you get, and that endorphin thing is just not there. Because you are supposed to take losses. You're supposed to have people die, and I think that's fine, but it's different. It's not Heroes. because that goes against everything that Heroes is. At least for me. Not that good at Heroes though, so there might be people who have different opinions, that's fine. But that's my opinion. Okay, let's get a guard in between Elves and Isengard. Let's make it a dragon. Make them like 14. Right. Now, next up, we need Alchemist's thing. Can build it somewhere over here. Can make a little fence around it. Get a monster. Okay. And yeah, this is not gonna be energy-filled stream. Unfortunately, I just have to make this. So I figured I might as well make part of it on stream, but it's not regular content as we have usually. So just bear with me, or don't. Depends on you. But I have to do this. So regardless, I'm just gonna have to make sure I make some good progress on it today, so I have it out of my hair, because it has been taking insane amount of time compared to the other redemptions. So I've already spent a whole bunch of time on this. I kind of like it, but at the same time it's disproportionate. So I really need to get this done. Maybe we could do a dwelling. But let's guard it. A bunch of orcs. Yeah, what else do we need? Sulfur pit. I guess that could be around here. Oh, no. Sometimes the editor is a little bit buggy, so it might just start flagging us in a certain direction. If that happens, I need to quickly react, because if it throws you off into the distance, it's very hard to come back, because eventually, if you are far enough, you will lose sight of your current position. So it's a huge pain to find it again. It was kind of off. Monsters. Can do some griffins, I guess. Just shouldn't give them too much stuff here for conquering the deposits, but some money or experience is fine. Okay, what else is there? Crystal Cavern. It can be somewhere over here. Some stones. There's a bush or something like that. Ferns. Some mages, I guess. But yeah, other than that, if you have any questions, you can use this time as Q&A, basically. I do need to think about placing things around, but it's not that demanding. I don't think. Kind of like a basic group of peasants, but make them very numerous for good XP gain after get a good bowl of French units. And let them guard some basic stuff. But yeah, I had to do this for all the factions basically. So now we are at a point where it gets kind of tedious. Set up everything for 5 separate players. All the encounters and things like that. So you can see the map is quite large right now. Cannot even see it because the game just dies if I do that. Get an earth elemental here. Give it like 12 units. Basics. Over here, could actually do an artifact. I kind of like the elves to be able to move to do rugged terrain. Make sure it's not so empty over here. Okay. So that's fine, but I'm gonna have to do the tunnels as well. The tunnels are a massive pain to set up. We'll keep focusing on the elves for now. We set up the guard here, okay, that's good. Now I'm not sure how am I gonna connect people, humans and elves. I guess I'm gonna set up a guard, fairly strong one, on this bridge between humans and elves. Because humans should really focus on this. So who do we get? That Knight, I guess. Or Forte. Fine. Subject. So let's make this side of the river Elven, basically. But then I'm gonna struggle to fill this in. I'm not sure what's gonna be here. I have Mirkwood up here. But that's really... This is a lot of space to fill. The elves might end up having too much stuff. I also really need to fill in the Helm's Deep, or rather its surroundings. So let's do that. It shouldn't really have that many trees. But it kinda sucks, because the trees are great for setting up little bits where you can have monsters. I'm gonna do little stretches of forest along the river, I guess. That will work. But we cannot have too much, basically. Try to set up something like this. Then I'm gonna have to improvise with rocks, I think. Create this into climbable thing. Set up a monster. Some vampires. But the odd vampires should be enough. And an artifact. Okay. How do we do the rest? Let's take a look. Grass objects. I have to use some of the rocks. Hey Morris, welcome. You can use fences as well if you really want to. You already used some here. I'm gonna try to use some rocks, yeah. But here they are used like, oh no. Okay. They are used to just create areas that you cannot reach for the loot. It's not that terrible. No, the red stuff is blockers for movement. I need to see that because otherwise I wouldn't be able to tell where the hero can and cannot go, especially the woods. Kind of fucked up, so I just like to have that on. I know it's kind of disruptive, maybe initially, but you'll get used to it when you create shit, and then very useful. Very, very useful. Without it, I wouldn't be able to set up the areas properly. Oh no, what have I done? Okay. I always click things. Why do I click things? Let's get a monster. No artifact. Monster. Get a gargoyle, I guess. Let's make them like odd 20. Let's get them an artifact, but a minor one. Like it to be some sort of a ring. This is fairly useless. Give them that. What are the sandals? Well, yeah, they're obscenely broken. I would just like to use the trees so I can set up the stuff properly, but I cannot. Okay. I'm gonna have to use the trees on this side at least. There's no way around it. Cannot not have them. Let's create a bigger one. Kind of warps now. Suppose we can get a few ferns around here. Make it a little less generic. The monsters. Stalker. Or they were stalkers. Resources in here. Gonna do wood and ore as well. Make it worth it. Artifacts. Let's take a look. Just sometimes you encounter an artifact that's just absolutely broken. You really need to be careful what you give people. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Now what about this? This is empty a lot. Can make that happen. Put a few trees around it. Crazy. This doesn't actually need to be that enclosed. That's fine. Let's have that. Densify this up, but I don't shouldn't. Get a few rocks here and there. Okay, so toward this area. Let's take a look. It's a bit of stable going. Is that a stable up here? Yeah, okay, so it's not. I'm gonna get a basic spell thing here. And a signpost. Ring of Eternal Life or Eldritch. Okay, more mana. I guess we can have that. It's gonna fill up some space. Get a tattered flag next to it. Vault of the Mages. Yeah, that's actually a dungeon. I should probably make one somewhere around here. Could guard it as well, but not really necessary. Guess I'm gonna get some basic creatures. I'd like a whole bunch of goblins or something like that. Level up faster. Let's get some trappers. Get like 70 odd. Some orc warriors can be by the fountain. We have another hollow over here. Fill it in. Monster. Just a few of these guys. It's coming together, sort of. Still need to fill this in with something, and this, and this. Yeah, that works. Should make it a more high level tank. So let's take a look at, yeah, let's get some hell chargers. Make them 20 odd. Some ore. Balls. Mercury. Music has stopped. Let's get an artifact. This one is pretty useless. Never mind, that's banana. Welcome. You're just making a map. No more Caesar today, but I really need this. I need to do this, so it's high time I'm done with this map. And it has taken more than anything else I've done on the channel as a redemption. So I really am motivated to just push it out of the door today. Which I'm totally fine with no like monetary gain. That's always been on the sidelines. But it has taken insane amount of time. So I just need to push it out. I need to make it, and I hope that the quality will stay the same as when I started, but it might be a little same, yeah, we'll see. Of course I'll try my best, but okay, done. This is sort of filled in. I suppose we could have like a campfire, a little bit of food, some ore, a little bit of gold, stuff like that. And then this open space, which I guess we could fill it up with something. Wouldn't look too terrible. Gonna do trees. Guess we could make a lake here. Get a few rocks around it. So cozy looking, yeah. Can show you the map. Okay, so let's start. It's gonna lag like crazy, just need to calm down. Slowly show you this. So this is a Heroes 5 map. It's supposed to be Lord of the Rings world, basically. So we'll start in Mordor. So this is the Mount Doom. We have the city. This is where the Mordor starts in. They have some basic stuff. They have, of course, lumber camp, things like that. They are enclosed by mountains. They have the Black Gate. They have the mountains around. They'll have Minas Morgul. The pass being very valuable, but very hard to breach that. They have another city. This is the lake in Mordor. It's supposed to be there. Enclosed, and then there is an underground passage that goes from here to Haradrim, which are right here. So this is the Haradrim, they are the undead. They have access to the sea, so they have an island, and then you have humans. So you have, this is the Osgiliath. This is Minas Tirith. I know it doesn't really look like it, but it's hard to get that look right in this game. They have the central cliff and then the wings of the city, basically, and then Pelennor fields in front. They have a city, of course. Now we have Helm's Deep. You have the main citadel, sort of, with a ramp coming up. The human city, but not from the start, you need to conquer it. Also, Isengard has a thing. Considering what you are working with, it looks real good. Okay, yeah. It's not very user-friendly, the editor, to say the least. Okay, and yeah, that's the lower bailey, basically. So, a bunch of dwellings for other factions, so that motivates them to get it. That's what we were working on, by the way, the surrounding forests and areas. And then we have, yeah, there's the mountain range on the other side. There is a bunch of extra stuff people can get, fight monsters, get some loot, get some mines and sawmills and whatnot. Then we have up here, so Helm's Deep. And here we have Isengard. So yeah, I know it's not perfect, but there's no way for me to make them Isengard, so we might have to make them Wizard, which is Academy in this game. So they are kind of like Arabic faction. It's not really like it would be best to have these guys as Haradrim, but Kane specifically wanted these guys to be Isengard, so that's what they are. And yeah, they have like spreading corruption, Fangor forest that they are cutting down, and a bunch of ants in here. Then we have Eltington. As a massive LOTR nerd, I will judge this final map unforgivingly. Yeah, do it. I know there are some problems with it. Not everything is accurate in terms of geography and everything. But I had to make some concessions because the editor, just the scale is off. I cannot fit everything I would want. So we have Shire. So in here you have the key to Mordor. Yeah. Warcraft 3 LOTR maps, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Like, cannot really make it much better, unfortunately. It's not that great. But yeah, this is supposed to be Shire, so it's enclosed by Brandywine River. It's kind of this is supposed to be Bree. It's just a very small hamlet. Basically, I cannot fit a proper Bree with everything else because Isengard is also very close to it, as it really shouldn't, but it is. And then we have up this mountain. This is gonna be Moria, upper, like the outside layer. I cannot get a lake here, so it's just gonna be a thing. LOTR Builder. Second Age, Middle Earth, Risk, Absolute Hell to play. Oh, I've won. Yeah. Map has been won. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be surprised. No, you really should. I fail all the time. Okay. Right, Moria infested with orcs. We have some underground passages. We have Rivendell that doesn't have any waterfalls because the game doesn't allow me to get waterfalls. You cannot get water on the upper levels at all. So that's how. I went all in again. It was not a surprise. I have all the salt. Good for you. At least you recovered some assets after your other bet. Because some people rejoiced before. They had some good time with your soul. Had quite a few redemptions lately. Well, in here it is. Yeah. Unfortunately. It's just how it works. You just cannot fit everything exactly where it's supposed to be. I, for one, am glad I won. I think you also bet it. If not, then I have a fan. That's also good. This monetary gain shouldn't be on the first place, but you know, gambling is also alluring to some people. Yeah, that's good. Not terrible, but you do have a bunch of points, I think. But you actually made me play Teleglitch recently, so not sure. Yeah, so Rivendell, we have the other outfit, I don't remember this name of this one. Minas Tirith, I already shown that, and Mordor, the gate and everything, yeah. So yeah, Iron Hills as well, over here. So this is where the dwarves are gonna set out from. Those have more points than you think, but not as many as I'd like. Yeah, some of the stuff gets pretty pricey, but the nature of it. Hey Alcura, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Unfortunately, you have brought your people into a stream where I create maps. And this one is in Heroes 5, so no hyped moments to be seen here. Just gotta meticulously go around creating a map. So that might not be to the taste of everyone, but you did it on purpose, okay. Most of us are map nerds, yeah, it's fair enough. Okay, so what do we do? I remember liking this game quite a bit. Yeah, when it came out, it was quite a blast. But it has been ages since it came out, and I'm only doing this for a redemption, basically. But it's a pretty good idea to create a map of Middle-earth in this. It's just gonna suck a little bit in terms of the scope, because as I've mentioned several times today already, this has taken a chunk of my life recently, so it's kinda disproportionate. I maybe should make the map redemption a little more expensive, but it's a shame because I like to create things. It's just considering the time it takes, and when you compare it to something like a Dictator, It's just the dictator is over in like 4 hours, which is much shorter than this. I've spent like 20 hours already, and I'm spending more right now. I think it might be even more actually. I haven't really kept track of that, but I had a map of LOTR pinned to my wall for 8 years. Yeah, it's free content, but I'm not like, this is more a YouTube thing, where people that are exclusive YouTubers will actually sometimes lack content, and not only because of lack of ideas, but also because it's tough to create new stuff. So they will opt for like, yeah, it's free content, I can just do this forever, and people will watch it. I mean, yes, but you need to also consider that in terms of streaming, I could do any number of things on Twitch, and it doesn't take me extra effort. I just run a game and play it, and then it's just like everything else we do. I don't need to plan anything, like YouTubers have to cut their content and everything like that, which I don't have to do that. So for me, this is more like I'm doing it for someone. It's not, I'm doing this, not doing this for myself, even though I do like it. It takes just disproportionate amount of time as anything else. I'll watch you paint a wall in someone's intestines in some games. It's quite fun, but never had issues with content, just with having time to stream. Yeah, basically that's how most of the content on Twitch is, at least from experience, I think. Usually you can pretty easily find something to do. It's just having the time to do it. Maybe sometimes it's the energy, but overall it's not really that big of a deal in terms of content to find, to do. Get a Thieves Guild here, so we can get some information on that. We should make another mana well somewhere in this forest. I kind of like it to be here. Okay, and paint it with a broom just because it's harder than paper. Yeah. I'm gonna have to play the hard mode, like using the brush. That's just... Why would you use a brush? It's just an immense scratch. I don't understand why people use brushes to paint things. So easy. But then you despair, and then yeah. Easy mode. Okay. Put some resources in here. $16 less price, that's obviously. Yeah. It's going to be a toothbrush or a paintbrush that has like 4 strains remaining. Okay, continue. Let's take a look actually. Random Computers redeemed ask a question. Go ahead, shoot, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. Which might not be a satisfactory answer, but that's what the redemption is there for. Might not be what you asked for. Just make more woods along the river, because you don't want to expose banks if you can help it. I'm also going to switch actually. Let's switch this off. Go into terrain for a moment. We have riverbed sand. The real meta is just asking Marek stuff without the redemption. Yeah. It has to be something that I'm interested in. No, I'm happy to answer basically anything, but the redemption is there for like niche special things that I wouldn't go into lengths explaining. Because sometimes some things are just too lengthy to cover in a sentence. So for that we have the redemption. Also you might ask some more personalized stuff, but you need to keep in mind, like, keep it civil, of course. Nothing obscene. Yeah. No. It's exactly exactly the one thing, or one of the things that comes to mind that I don't want to be asked about. What would you rather fight? A bear with the brain of a serial killer, or a velociraptor with the brain of Navy SEAL? And also, do you feel one-state solution is realistic for Palestine and Israel? Okay, so first thing, before I answer the question, how do you come up with these things? But I think, like, how would I fight these things? Because both of these things I cannot realistically kill with my bare hands, or even if I was like martial artist or whatever, I wouldn't be able to kill any of these, the velociraptor or the bear. So give me a weapon and then I'll decide. And for the second one state solution for Palestine and Israel, it's a very polarizing thing. I'm not very familiar with Middle Eastern politics. I know basics, but I do think that it's probably better solution than what we have currently there. But problem is not only Palestine, but in terms of violence against Israel and vice versa, but also you have other Muslim states around them, like Iran, that actually do have a beef with Israel, so they might still do violent acts. And that's not like, even like, it's difficult to answer. I don't think Palestine is single-handedly the biggest problem there. Luttington says, I've always been an open book on those things to deter most people. Bare hands, best to have hands. Weapon of your choice, but nothing you'd need help to use. Right. Only one-state solution for Israel and Palestine I see working is briefly plasma and an amorphous solid. Appreciate that to crack at both of those questions. Yeah, I actually, if I was able to pick a weapon to fight these things, I would probably get an assault rifle with ammunition, and then I would fight the bear. It also depends a lot on the surroundings though, because if it's somewhere where you get ambushed very close range, might be horrible. But I suppose the velociraptor would actually be much faster, even though it's gonna be dumb. It would be more difficult, I think, because the bear, even though it's gonna be a serial killer, he would still be a huge target, and you can at least somehow predict what it's gonna do, and it's chungus, so you can probably hit it. But none of these things are good. You shouldn't do this. Is assault rifle even strong? It's not kill a bear? Well, it's rifle ammunition, so I guess that should be strong enough. I think Marek would win, just barely. Yes. There's so many bear puns. Yeah, 762. Yeah. I think it would be possible, just fill him with lead, basically. That's why you pick the assault rifle, just do the bursts, but central mass, don't even bother with the headshots, just fill him with lead and then retreat and he's gonna bleed out. Even if... Yeah. That's probably your best bet. Against the raptor though, you would struggle because it would jump on your face and you don't want that to happen. And I guess it would be very fast, and it also is kinda slim, so it might be a problem to hit it, I think. While the bear is just a huge target, basically. But if you were a hero, or a guy that actually like goes for the glory, you would actually pick, okay, I can pick any weapon I want. I would pick a rocket launcher, and I would like an RPG, Soviet RPG, and I will fight the bear and just like shoot it before it's even aware of you, so it turns into fine pink mist, and then you are done, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, let's get some other forests. I cannot really get rocks to look good here, so we'll have to even put forests around Helm's Deep. It sucks, but it needs to be done. Okay, let's turn on the paint again. Just stop animations. Might be causing a little bit of lag here. I'll make a monster here. Nothing too complicated, just an archer. Get some wood, campfire. Is part of the game editor cut off? I might take a look at that. I had to realign it. Yeah, I suppose I might have to transform it again. But it doesn't really fit. You cannot see my tab here. I don't know why it's only capturing the menu. Okay, let me try to show you the menu as well, because that's kind of crucial to have that. Also, my music was playing just some random junk. That's great for copyright. Yeah, let's get the combat music from the RP, because that's gonna be fine. That's it. Might have to just, you will see blackness for a little bit. There you go. Now you should be able to see it. Unfortunately, the other capture did not really want the UI into the blackness. Yeah. I also reshuffled some emotes today, so you should be able to use them more outside the channel, because the follower emotes, it's kind of a bummer that you cannot use them outside the channel, so it doesn't make sense to give the best ones to the free tier, just because then you couldn't use them at all outside. While if you have the first tier or you unlock them with the chat commands or the chat redemptions, you will actually be able to use them outside, so that's good. Yeah. Actually my favorite, but it's least used, I think. The wood. I like the sniper. Okay, what do we make here? I'm gonna have to just make more woods. That kinda sucks. But it's so fun, but I forgot to use it. Yeah. It's great, I love it. It's my expression when I saw the hordes on the 800% maps. And especially the Narrow Pass and the final one, the Goddess of Destiny. Just so salty. It was incredible. Make a monster here. I think Helm's Deep has enough treasure around it at this point, so hopefully we'll be able to focus on other things in a moment. I just need to fill in the terrain. But it will feel bland if you don't have any fights or anything around it, so maybe I'm gonna take a look at the buildings and maybe have something outside. I suppose we could have a... oh no. We could have a wedge hut. Where is the map? This is the problem when it just randomly flicks and flings you in a direction. Where is it? Well, I know this is kinda bad, but I need to find it. Where is it? I spent like 3 hours in this in total, like not having the map. That's really soul crushing. Yeah, it's incredibly trippy. I'm sorry for that. Cannot find it. It's just hidden. Okay. That is the solution. You just save it. And then you load it. And just randomly flings you there. I didn't do anything. It's just, it happens. Okay, buildings, right. I need to figure out what we build here. I guess the Marlato Tower could be good, because we don't have that many of them on the map in total. So let's build it. I'm gonna have to do some stuff around it though. Let's get some fences, I guess. And guard it, sort of. Can I add mushrooms? Oh yes. They're kind of wonky, but where are they? Can do it in the forest. Magic mushrooms. Unfortunately, they don't really block anything. That's the thing. But yeah, I do add things like that sometimes. Like for the elves, we have the flowers. Here and there. Put you in the game. Can you make a hut in the middle of nowhere surrounded by mushrooms? Yes. Is it gonna be the hut that is inhabited by the person who has created the Silk Road? Or what's the lore behind it? I need to justify it, you know? Like, I guess you know what I'm talking about, right? Where is a hut? Which hut? I guess the brown, yeah. But where is the thing? Where is he supposed to live? That's my question. I think it's supposed to be somewhere around here, which actually would be fine to have him here. Let's build his hut. It's gonna be his dwelling. Unfortunately, the mushrooms only have one kind of skin, I think. No, they actually have different things, I think. Yeah. Look at that. The western use of Mirkwood. Mirkwood is supposed to be here. Okay. Might have to relocate him then. Come on, let me select it. Maybe it will work. Yep. Quite ugly, to be honest. It is quite ugly. For a modern player, it's just the nostalgia. Yeah, it's just you remember it through your childhood eyes. It's just how it goes usually. For stuff like that. I mean, I don't hate it. I play games that look far worse than this. But it's not great. Let's be honest. Okay, these mushrooms are kind of fucked up. I'm gonna have to move them a little bit. Let's save and load again because this line is... Or actually, I could just do this. Yeah, okay, works. Better than Caesar 3. Yeah, but this is 3D and early 3D is worse than 2D. It did not age well. But I don't hate it, like there are games that look far worse. Get a monster. This could be a lich. Like 16 liches. The 3 is timeless. Do I prefer the way Pharaoh looks? Thanks to nostalgia goggles. Yeah. Will I ask you about... Graphically speaking, I could ask you about... Did you see the remaster? I would like to hear some honest opinions. Since I cannot really criticize it too much, since I never played Pharaoh that much. But I have some strong opinions on it, on the graphical style. Would it be a sandwich? The remaster looks strange, people move too smoothly. Yeah, I mean that's something, but I also like everything looks like it's from cartoon. The sprites, I don't know if you noticed. They look very, very different, and it looks like cartoon game. It's not like the city builder. It doesn't really fit that cartoony vibe that much, in my opinion, because Caesar actually tried to like kinda emulate realistic looks a little bit, but of course it didn't really work because it's so dated. But they just embrace the cartooniness, and I don't think that's very good. Yeah, I hope that they never touch Caesar in a 10-foot pole, but I don't think they will, because as Bern said, it's very unlikely, because they would have to put in insane amount of work to beat Julius and especially Augustus with their work. So they're probably just gonna butcher your favorite game, which might be horrible, but look at it from the bright side. Caesar is your future, so you know, embrace the master race. Let's get something here. Guess Blood Fury can be a thing. I have to block this off slightly. It's a damn good game. Yes, it is. Romans did conquer Egypt, so clearly superior, right? I mean, the systems especially are even I do love myself Romans more than Egyptians. It's still the gameplay systems are just better, in my opinion. Optional? No. No Veep version for Augustus, please no. Another question, okay. Let's have a question done. Can be fine. First, oh no. Oh no, where are we? Okay. Let's move back. It's gonna lag like crazy. Let me just come back. And the man uses salt. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna create a forest there. Let's get a monster. Gonna do a succubus. They are awful to fight, so it's gonna be fun. I think the succubus might be my least favorite ranged unit to fight against in the entire game. Where are they? I remember all those harmless landing turns of Gunter. No way, that was Aravan. You have to do one. Would you rather explain the plot of the entire Game of Thrones TV show to a room of elderly people? Or explain childbirth to a room of kindergartens? Both must be understood before you can leave. I would like the... I have another question. Before I answer, I'm gonna have to know. So, am I going to be arrested, or is it when I'm finished with one of these tasks, is the challenge done, or do I not have to consider consequences, so to speak? Because if I don't have to consider consequences, I would do the second thing. I know Game of Thrones, but I hate it. I didn't hate it too much. Like the initial part wasn't that bad, but I cannot stand the main character, which is the... how's she called? Daenerys? Yeah. For some reason government needs you to do this. Also part of childbirth. No! Okay, so it's the Game of Thrones. There you go. There you go. It's gonna be just fine. But the entire plot is like, it will take me a long time. I'm sure some of them will fall asleep and some of them might very well be dead before I'm done, but it's the lesser evil. So let's roll with that. Exactly, to be pedantic, just a prerequisite. Of course it had to be something obscene. Why wouldn't we have obscene things? Ask questions. Fine. I'm giving this place way too many things, by the way. Also, is this bugged? I cannot click on things. Come on, let me click on things. No. Save the game. Let's share the one review. Say in the lesser and greater evil, I chose both. Well, I wouldn't choose both because both of these options are pretty bad. Come on, let me do things. Why? Why is the game so evil? Come on. Okay. I really didn't want to go back to the menu. Where's the thing? Here. Now let's also fill this in. Taking ages. Complete this thing. First is just annoying to do, the second has trauma potential, oh yes. And not only for me, the trauma is gonna be inflicted on the future citizens. So I guess it would be less damaging to the society as a whole if I just talk to a bunch of old people about Game of Thrones. This is way too many monsters, by the way. I'm making Helm's Deep like insanely valuable in terms of XP farming and stuff, but at least there are not too many artifacts. So I guess the players can actually like squabble over this area, potentially. But it's kind of big. It's gonna learn something. Just imagine just as a young class, not PR, okay. But it's great. No. I think they actually do that here. In terms of like elementary school, you have actual I don't know how it's called in English. In here it's sexuální výchova, which means the sexual behavior lessons. Basically, like, they teach them the basics, tell them what's what. You don't have to talk, I guess. Last year of elementary school, yeah. In here it's I think it's actually sooner than last year here, which I don't think it's very good, but they decided it's a thing, so it's a thing. No, let's not put gems there, let's put a bunch of gold there. Got some ore. You like the Lord of the Rings movies? Yes, I do. I like the extended versions the most, because they actually do better job at keeping up with the books. Because in the base movies you actually don't even have the death of Saruman, even though in the movie it's butchered. Because it's not supposed to be like that at all, but I suppose they didn't want to spend like 2 hours filming a Shire takeover, so... I guess it's something. I like taking a whole day off to watch all 3. Yeah, it's best to watch it in succession, I would agree with that. But it's a shame we don't get the crucial points like Shire takeover, Saruman taking over Shire, his end, and then also Barrow Downs and Tom Bombadil. All these myriad of things that are in the books but not in the movies that are actually great. Have you actually read Silmarillion? How does this look? I guess a few more things here and there and we'll be done with this area finally. Still gonna look a little bit empty, I guess. But it's kinda done. I'm done with this. I could get some objects as well. Maybe. Get like a flag on this, but there is one there already. Let's relocate this one to this rock. I guess you can have a windmill somewhere around here. Actually, there is one here. Yeah, okay. This is just everything is already here. I don't know what to build. Maybe let's make a tavern. Would be actually kinda good. The end ticket. Let's get that. Post. Okay. Right, it's not perfect, but it's gonna work. It's serviceable. So let's stick with that. Reminds me of the time I tried to make Minas Tirith in Stronghold. It didn't end too well. Yeah, it's just this is our Minas Tirith, by the way. It has garrisons, 2 entrances. Of the wings and the central rock, but it kind of looks weird. I have the Polinar field. It's just this game isn't very conducive to making a map like this, but it's a redemption, so I'm gonna do my best. And if it ends up looking like shit, it's just part of the experience. There's nothing I can do about that. Do I have civilization 6? I think I have civilization 5. Let me just double check. I have civilization 6 as well. May request a map for civilization 6. Yeah, I would be up for it. Just note, if it's something very big, like this, it will take me like 3 weeks to put it together, at least. I have to meticulously create it. I'm not used to just slapping things down too much. Map editor is simpler than in this. Yeah, that's good. Global North? Oh, what is Global North? Like, you mean, we could have like Britain, Scandinavia, Iceland, Greenland, Canada, maybe Russia, but that might be too much. It would be a heavy water map though. I don't know if you like that too much. If you don't mind it, then it would be fine. I think he means non-politically incorrect term countries. North America, Russia, Europe. I just want a new huge world map for Civ. I'm for. Global South, okay. Alright, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. You know, again, we are talking about something that's like... it has features that geographically might make sense, but not in terms of gameplay. So it might end up with some things being kinda useless or even counterintuitive, but I guess that's fine. Also, since you know world, you might actually end up like, oh yeah, I'm here, so I have a pretty good idea where the other people will be because I know the world. So if you don't mind that, that's fine. If you put the salt on the table, I will make it for you. Okay, what do we do next? I'm gonna have to use this area somehow. At least we are like 3/4 done. I think I'm gonna have to zoom out, take a look at everything together. Gonna need to do that from time to time to just get my motivation back because it's just draining my soul. Been actually doing that for 3 hours in the morning today. I woke up lagging like crazy. Yeah, it's shrinking. Be able to get this. Can wait until I actually get the points, but maybe I'll come up with something better. It's not about getting a new Civ 6 game. Yeah, just whatever you want. But I think that's not a bad idea in terms of redemption. What to ask for. I just adjusted my 7 days to die config to give me 16 times the zombies. Good. That's what the mod does. Is it horrifying enough? It was for me. I'm gonna give them the jug. You just cannot wait, can you? To bake ready. It's gonna be just fine, Lettington. Don't be scared. Also make them feral. Make them see through walls. It's right. Okay. Make them feral though. Love your music, yeah, it's Battle Brothers. I have to run something in the background, and this is from the RP we use for the combat music. The mix and match. But yeah, I'd agree, it's pretty good. It's my favorite from Battle Brothers. The Barbarian tracks are the best. But I think that's what most people think. So it's very meta and unoriginal. So boo. For me. Music slaps. Okay. What do you do here? I'm gonna have to figure something out. Is there supposed to be something? No. Like default combat music? Yeah, that's the... I can also have that. Give me a sec. I've paid for the soundtrack so I can play their Ost, I think. Even if they are gonna copyright it, what are they gonna do? Cut my revenue from YouTube? I don't have any revenue from YouTube. They can take it. After this one ends, I'm gonna run it. They can cut your revenue if you are destitute. I dare you. Yeah, but I don't actually have any revenue, so it's fine. Not from YouTube anyway. They might come after my Twitch, but I don't think they will. I also paid for that soundtrack, so I should be able to use it, right? That's how it works, surely. Maybe not. I'm giving them credit, it's their soundtrack, it's not mine. Nothing of the music we heard today is mine at all. How's the work misery, by the way? Oh, it's horrible. Just, it's the worst. I never had to go to work that I'm quitting for 3 more months. And of course, nobody really cares, so they just pile in the work, and eventually somebody is gonna take over the cases. But until the last moment, it's gonna just keep piling on, and I'll have to deal with it. Which is fine, but I'm looking forward to not having to deal with that anymore. It's 10 years kinda wasted. I did make some money, I did have some experiences, but in general for me as a human I might have been better off investing my time and effort into something worthwhile instead of this. Which kinda sucks, but at least I'm gonna have the opportunity to do something else still. I'm not too old, so be fine. Like that time when I got pulled over whilst riding one of those electric scooters while drunk in Munich, and the police warned me that I could lose my license. Looks on them, I didn't have a driver's license. Basically that's the same situation here, but both cases actually are like, if they actually took their time to legitimize you or ask about documents, because you have to have a driver's license on you when you are driving. Same thing here, if somebody actually would come after me because of the music, I would probably have to pay a huge fine, and they would come after me because they know who I am, because Twitch. And the same way, you are actually you, so the police in Munich would actually be able to figure out who you are. So in both cases we are actually lucky. Or lucky. I don't know if I'm breaking anything. It probably is breaking copyright, but I don't think it's infringing to a level when they can like request money. They'd probably just do a cease and desist. What was your job, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm still at that job. I still have 2 months to go. And I'm an officer. I think we talked about it. I've been doing it for past 9 years. This is my 10th year, and yeah, I've risen like from the very bottom to my cap, unless I get a university education, I'm not able to rise anymore in rank. But shit, it's kind of also in this age is progressively more shit than it would be, for example, like 20 years ago, the job, but there's many aspects to it. I don't know if I want to talk about it all here, but suffice to say, it's time I just move on. Never would have guessed. Yeah. Oh yeah, I investigate cases, but it's mostly petty crime. Up to, what's the currency we are gonna use? I guess euro. So, I investigate crimes that are up to like 50,000 euro, something like that. And assaults, general things like that. And also, like, because we have shortage of people, I actually do a bunch of other things, so from time to time I'll just get called to do a 24-hour shift as well. And then I've done everything that comes before this, so I was doing patrol duty for about 5 years. Part of that in higher rank. Then I done a bunch of desk sergeant duty, and then for the last 2 years I'm doing the cases, the investigator, the monster. And the Ellerington says never would have guessed, most likely because there were some hits, some hints, not all of them very subtle, and also the whole commissar thing is probably a hint as well. Hint, hint, hint. You'd think Nancy Drew would be apparently giving applicable experience. No, it's not. Don't go personality wise, yeah. Maybe not. That's why maybe I'm not well suited for the job, even though I've been doing it for 10 years. But it might be because at some point, like when you actually enlist, it takes anywhere from 2 to 5 years to actually change your personality to a degree to accommodate for your job. And then you eventually go insane, and then you become this, but neither do I scream Italian yet. Morris, you wouldn't bet Morris was Italian if you listen to him talk or behave. But you know, there are all kinds of people out there. Maybe different kinds of people in different kinds of countries are attracted to different kinds of jobs. I'm not sure what that would be, like in how different, but that doesn't really matter, because what matters here is usually new people leave this job after only a few years, like 2 or 3, because they cannot handle it, or they find something better paying, or they just don't want to do it. So joke's on me, I stay too long, and it definitely isn't worth it. If I managed to stay for 15 years, I would actually get a pension. So that would be 5.5 years, something like that. I would need to stay for, and that's definitely not happening. By the way, I cannot handle that. So we cannot have nice things, which that's fine, I guess. So what is this music? It's very loud for me. Orcs, tactical combat with orcs. World map, something familiar. Team. I guess you can have the main team, Battle Brothers. Does anybody get your uni education included? Part of the job was there. Well, they do give you some time off if you enlist into university, but you have to study exactly police work. You cannot study what you want. and even if you do get some time off, it's not covering everything, and bosses hate it when you actually go there and neglect work because of it. So I couldn't do cases if I was studying as well. So I had a choice, and unfortunately that's not a thing. And honestly, I don't even feel like I should. I just don't want to go to university, because the prospect of learning something that might be like 90% some bullshit that I'm never gonna use for years on end. I don't know. I would rather just work, especially since like in Czech Republic, many people are actually overqualified for what they do. They have university degree and then they work at freaking McDonald's because they just cannot find a job in their field of expertise, because nobody cares about freaking social sciences. So I kind of feel like I should just work, you know? In the US. I guess that's where we actually got it from, in terms of like the education system. It turns out to many people like it turned into business basically. I mean, that is the partying, but at 29 with a girlfriend, I would be as keen on partying as say 18. Wouldn't be, yeah. No, that I don't mean that. It's just it's extra hassle for something I don't even want. Like, I wouldn't have to stay there for like in the dorm or anything. I would just go there for lessons, but still I'd just rather work. I don't see much value in education from what I currently have. I think high school is perfectly fine here. Might be different in Italy or US, but here you can find some pretty good jobs with that. And I'm honestly not even sure what kind of stuff I would like to study. Definitely not police work. I have enough. I don't want to work like this ever again. So that would be a waste of my time and theirs. I'd have to study something else, and I'm not great at technical stuff, so engineering is not a thing. So I'd have to figure out something else. And then you have social sciences and theology, which I could study freaking history, which I would like, but nobody wants that. There is no money in it, and if you want to work there, you will have to properly support yourself with other jobs. So it's a curse. Just wasted money, basically, because you do have to pay for that education. Decent jobs without degrees, but you can do either technical or high schools or specific courses that can get you a decent job. Yeah, you can also do that here. I don't know what I want to do yet though. But still, I cannot even look for jobs before I'm out of the job currently, because it's illegal. And they just will kick me out only after 2 more months, even if I do want to go sooner. So that sucks. You have three guesses why I'm studying engineering and not history, and the first two don't count. It's because it pays well. And it's viable financially, unlike history. Who would have guessed? It is correct, right? Studying history myself, yeah, everybody has. Everybody who likes history, probably, but it's just not applicable. You will die if you study history. It's a fact. No, it's not, but you will struggle to support yourself, so. It's illegal, but when they call police to report less than 50k case, guess who will answer? Well, yeah. Currently we have a huge problem with manpower here, so they really don't want to let people go. Also the reason why my boss has been offering me different kinds of things I could do. Like, yeah, you could go back and do 24-hour shifts forever. And yeah, that's fine for when you are like 19 to 25, I guess. But it's really unhealthy and it's killing me when I'm doing that, so kinda hate that. So I really should not. But yes, it would allow me to stream bunch more and it would be fine for time, but I would, like 3 times a week, I would be an absolute zombie for a day. So that kinda sucks. And as I said, it also is very unhealthy. You cannot imagine how it impacts your body when you do that on a regular basis. It sucks. Real solution is to massively increase the amount of viewers so that Mara can become a full-time streamer. Oh yeah, clearly. Tell me how many people actually can make a living off of this. Very, very few. Select few, and they have to be very talented individuals. So even though it would actually be something that I would probably enjoy, it's just there is no audience. This would be fever dream, basically. Supremely untalented but attractive, yeah, I guess. Solution is to move to Philippines. Oh yeah, so I can live for like $5 per week. Yeah, no. Just that's fine. I'm talking about the financial situation first. It's like you can. There are people who actually earn like $15 a month there, so I guess I would be okay. Just like 3 people that are subs would like support my entire life. Unfortunately, Czech Republic isn't very cheap in terms of living costs and food and everything, so I'd have to just get huge to be able to do this, which isn't gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else. I guess it would help if I managed to somehow get a lot of YouTube people to watch me and get the ad revenue if I didn't say bad things, because YouTube will scrutinize every video for bad things and they will make sure that you get nothing if you say bad things. And these bad things can be anything from the N-word to something like a gun. And unsurprisingly, I will say things like a gun or shooting someone in the face or killing something really often because I'm playing violent games usually. So that's not very conducive. The only thing that was cheap, a spear. I'm sure if it's still... yeah, maybe. Okay, how do we do this? I need to finish this part so that we can actually cut it into like pieces, because it's not good to have it big slabs. I'm getting lost in this. Been doing this for 2 hours plus and we only managed to get a little bit done. It's horrible. I was hoping I could get a lot of it, but it's just not happening. I guess I can get a monster somewhere over here. Might have to do some trees. Oh. Cannot really have it here, but I can at least make it not so standardized. Let's make some trees there. Okay. Get a few monsters, I guess. I feel like we are getting a lot of the same monsters. Gonna get an imp. I have another place for a monster somewhere around here. Could have like 2 things in here. That's fine. Can be a weaker one. This is gonna be mostly for the elves to conquer, but they need plenty of monsters as the other factions to be competitive. That's why. Gonna need a lot. Get a monster here. I would like to make it a bigger one so we can get an artifact here. Get a Rakshasa, I guess. Come on, treasure. And let's give them something useful. Okay, what else is there to get? I suppose it's getting kinda filled up, but still some empty spaces, which is not great. It will feel like it's too empty. Gonna have to do little coves like that. And that's fine, even little fights actually add up. It's important to have quite a few of these around the map. Especially like for each player, which is what takes the most time. Making it for everyone. It's fine if you were to make it like 2-player map versus you would be able to do it quite quickly, but doing it for like 5 or 6 players actually takes insane amount of time. Okay. Some treasures again, I guess. A bunch of gold already. Let's get a bunch of ore. Okay, do we make another monster somewhere over here? I guess here. Some vampires, I guess. And then let's take a look. Treasures. I'm gonna do a few campfires here and there. There's another spot for a monster. I'm gonna do another artifact in here actually. Make it a stronger fight. I guess make it something useful like this. Let's get a Hydra to guard it. Make it like 12. This is the undead music from Battle Brothers, actually. I hear it all the time. Move it. Stronghold team is pretty good actually. Right, gonna have to figure out what to do with this part. Kinda sucks. I guess just regular forests again. There is no way to differentiate this. The different kinds of trees. At least break that up a little bit. Some monsters can be there. And I guess around here as well. Do like a rock and a metal, I guess. Do an abandoned mine. There's something to compete for. The crystal on the other side. Some trees at least. Gonna have to figure out some places for monsters here as well. Yeah, that's kinda okay, but could be better. We should also guard this mine, most likely. Get a monster. Get a pit lord. Do something like 20. So the practice didn't go well. Did you reach the night? Or have you been able to set up a base at all, rather? Because that's the main issue, usually, when you have that on. I went into a town in broad daylight, and within seconds there were 44 zombies. I counted, yeah. Even in the wilderness, actually, you will have insane amounts of them. But something to note, on the server, you will actually have a slightly bigger safe zone around you, initially. It's not huge, but there will be no Zeds spawning immediately around you. So what you need to do when you start out, even before meet up to build the base and stuff, you'll need to like collect a few feathers, craft a bow, things like that, before you leave the initial zone. Because otherwise you'll get swarmed. I miss the 7 days to die multiplayer, unfortunately my weekends are too busy. Yeah, it's a bad excuse for a meat shield, because we definitely would appreciate another player, but hint hint hint. I had managed to kill 14 zombies with a club before they finally got me. That's pretty good. You have the game. Yeah, it's fine. No pressure. Just press gang you into my 7 days to die militia. Militia. It's like caveman militia because you started absolutely nothing. Fine. One day I'll make it to a community multiplayer event, I'm sure. Yeah, unfortunately it's like a long-term thing. So even if you join later, you will be like caveman that just has an AK, but no real skills or anything, which sucks. Do you really want to like be there from the beginning? And get cancelled. Rise of Nations. Yeah, we still have that. If you want to play that tomorrow instead, we could play that instead. But Baron is probably not gonna have time. Just because of the 24-hour shift. But I would be still up for it. I was actually thinking about playing it. You need Baron for that, okay. This is like me mistake. Caveman. Oh. You actually sound pretty sophisticated for the community you are part of. Club is good. Like Empire Earth stuff. Just make the grunt noises like the basic clubmen, even the villagers. I don't know if you remember, but those grunting noises were insane. I might actually play them if I find them. That's it. By the way, I think the mistake I made is I turned on Feral Sense for all day long, not just nighttime. Empire Earth nostalgia, yeah. Don't go back though, the game looks horrific. It really does. It's better if you keep it as a pristine thing in your mind. Don't go back. I tried it, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. Never ever looked good. Oh, no, but at the time at least it was competing with like Age of Empires 1. Okay, what's happening? My mouse is kind of fucked up. Give me a second. Yeah, I think I might have to reconnect real quick. Hope I don't close it. That would be horrible. I hope that OBS is gonna allow me to connect my stuff. Sometimes it really does not like me doing that. No, it still goes to the very corner. I think it's bugged. Right? It just wants to move. I don't know why. Something's messed up. Is it better? Yeah, okay. Sorry for that. Should be back. Also, undead battle noises, just go away. Guessing the alt tab broke it. Yeah, I had to reconnect the mouse and then let it connect again. It really didn't like it. The DDRJ cinematic universe is known for having only the most professional streams. Oh yes. Like this, for example. DDR6 cinematic universe is glorious. Main features: inaudible Scottish accents, piles of salt, and sheer gaming prowess. Swedish accent, you mean? Yeah, but I mean the cinematic universe has other Scotsmen, like Young. Racism is probably one of the features. Do you think so? I don't think so, but might be just my opinion. I don't actually follow it too closely, so you might be able to tell me something I don't know. But I'm not sure if you want to delve into this subject. Let's get a monster here. Oh, I guess it could be a word answer. No, come on. Okay, pull me through the map again. Wasn't joking about nationalities in a non-political correct but good-spirited way. Yeah, like Brazil and thanks. And I get it. Also, not only Brazil, but there is another thing that's ridiculed like that. Another country. I don't know what it is. I just forget all the time. Oh yeah, Czechia is stinky. Well, I think the only people calling, yeah, it's actually an official term. Czechia is official term for Czech Republic, but nobody here uses it because it sounds stupid. In Czech, it's just the translation is no, nobody uses it ever. But okay, I know it's simpler internationalized, so that's why it's a thing. Gets to say stinky. Yeah, Belgians. There you go. Belgians and Welsh and Brazilians. All these groups are ridiculed in Czech's cinematic universe. Česko locally, yeah. Česko, but Česko is not. You need to understand that Czech Republic isn't actually Česko, because Česko is just part of Czech Republic. Because we also have Silesia and Moravia, and these people are really pissed about you telling them that they are Czech, because they are not Czech and they hate it. So it's kind of difficult. I'm trying to get the Italians ridiculed, but there's not enough. No significant impact now. Jokes for themselves. Must be Republican. Okay, let's get some chests. I really need to get this going. I wanted to finish this today and it's probably not gonna happen, and it makes me very sad. It already claimed a good chunk of my time and I really want to be done with it. Even though I'm taking care to make it good, I need to be done with this. Where is it? Where's the other? Okay. Poor money. I am slaving away in the heroes' minds, but at least it's for good cause, I think. Maybe some people will play it ever. I think Kane wants to play it against the AI. I might also play it, but that's probably about it. I don't suspect many others will play it, so it's probably gonna remain an obscure thing made for like a couple of hours of fun, and then you are done with it forever. Which is fine, I mean, like, that's what the redemption is for. today still has 22.5 hours in it. I believe in it. No, I never even play here this game. Yeah, and you are watching me create a map for it. Either it's saying something about me, but more likely it's saying something about you. Either it is you don't have anything better to do, or you might be interested in heroes. You know, maybe you should play it. Maybe you should play this map, for example, so that it's vindicated and I made it for someone and it's not a waste of my time and energy. Should make this into definitely not the latter. My chat is a nice place to be. That's good to hear. I love to hear that, actually. I'm trying to make even the Discord a good place to hang out. Not necessarily for just following my stuff, but just for people to meet up. I'm happy to see other people share their streams as well, because I also like to frequent that if I have time. Arc Knights. What is that? I don't actually know what that is. You're gonna have to enlighten me. We are going to get a mine, an ore pit, I guess. And I mean, it's fine, like I'm creating a map, so it's nothing too exciting to watch. So it's totally fine to play something on the sidelines. I actually do that myself when it's not something I'm too pumped for. Tower defense anime gacha game with tactical woman. Sure. Was there a bunch of gacha addicts here all of a sudden? I'm a fan of DD. Big fan of DD. So I might like it, even though I'm not a Veep. I might like it. It's dangerous. You shouldn't introduce me to things like that. There aren't that many good tower defense games lately. I mean, the indie genre is good. Like the category on Steam usually yields some pretty good games. But I'm also oddly specific sometimes about what I like. Arc Knights is the only gacha I play, but girls with guns, videos and cat ears. It's my weakness. Plus tower defense is fun, yeah. Cat girls are so much, like, they are so over-sexualized though. Poor cat girl. I guess that's their only appeal though, like people probably wouldn't care about them too much if they weren't. So that's why. I mean, that's fair. Until money on outfits to make them look more military. That says something though. It's like, must be pretty good. Historical World War II ship girls is what drew me to Azur Lane. It's the only gacha that I've ever managed to play for more than a week. Okay. Let's get an archer here. Somebody wants to experience. Put him there. Make him have like 20 men. Get a sulfur. Okay, let's make that a little bit longer. So this doesn't actually fit too well, so let's just pile in some 1x1 trees, I guess, here and there. If you think cat girls are over-sexualized, wait until you see Azur Lane. I don't know what that is. No idea. And I would beg my innocent soul to remain innocent. So maybe you shouldn't tell me about things. But I don't know. Like, learning things is actually super useful in terms of when people talk about stuff, you actually can like interpret what it's being talked about. So I kind of need to have a gist of basically everything, even though I might not like some things. I mean, you be the judge of that, but if it's something I need to know or not. But it's something, if it's something that's really rants, I might not like. The crows at the same place, it's not good. I'm a Veep who often votes against the Veep lobby and Jake verse. Something to note? I don't know why. Is Jake offering to play VP games? I guess he does from time to time, right? You don't want Jake to play VP games? Or am I understanding it poorly? It's very scantily clad, mostly voluptuous women with ship cannons. Okay. Good description. And you see, when you put it like that, I can actually read it and pronounce it without being immediately crucified. So that's good. So you could have used other words to describe it, but you chose not to. I don't think I've ever voted for a Veep game. They tend not to be very good. Okay. And Jake might roast them as well, which might not be something you want. If you are in, like, if you like a game yourself, just because you like it doesn't mean Jake has to play it, because then he might not like it and then be mean, and then you'll be pissed, and then you'll get timed out, and then yeah. I put a lot of votes towards Whales of Mana. Play Veep games that are fun, not games simply because they are Veep. Yeah, that I can understand that. It's totally a valid point, I think. That's how you should approach games in general, like open mind. Not even just Veep, but other kinds of categories, art styles, things like that as well, because you might just find a gem amongst the trash. Something loose, something fun. Yeah, exactly. Get me crucified. That's what you want. Fine. It was still not terrible. But sometimes I really do read something that's quite bad. So I really need to be more careful. Like, sometimes I just spontaneously read things without first reading it in my head. And that's not really good for the most part. Like, it's fun, I get it, but it could be really bad, because there are all sorts of people on the internet, believe it or not, when I've written the very bad things. No, I think only once, and I've already forgotten it ever happened just before you mentioned it. So we will not mention it again, because jokes are great. I also love that joke, but I cannot officially love it because I would get crucified. So there we go. Get some resources here and there. So this could be a monster location. Let's get a rock or something here. We actually do a fern, I think. Let's get a monster. Blind content like what Twitch seems to want. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They don't want you to have anything that's remotely, how would you put it? I guess you could say controversial. Even like politics are actually allowed, as long as you have the correct opinion, of course. But That's how it works, basically. So yeah, it's better just not to talk about that at all. One thing, I don't want to shill to anyone who has certain kinds of political ideas, especially not Twitch, but also because it's just, I'm here to share either that I play something or I create something, and that's my main like concern. And also we can talk about me or you or whatever, but I don't think anybody has a right to really scrutinize anything that I think about current day modern politics. History is fine, but this topic is very dangerous, and not only because I might have some ideas that are not very conducive to some people, but also because it is just not ethical. I don't want to talk about it, even if I know that nothing's gonna happen, because it's just bad. Like, I rarely talk about these things, even with friends. But, I mean, that might be because I'm a different kind of person. Stuff like you and your fetishes. Yeah, I don't have any fetishes. So, you see, that's actually something, like, I hate it, but it's actually something I'm more willing to talk about than freaking politics. Which is sad. Because, like, if you consider, like, ancient Greeks or Romans, they were very outspoken about their politics. And they would often, like, you wouldn't have anonymity in terms of voting. And you wouldn't have, like, people, like, neighbors or people who live together. They would, like, argue together about politics openly. And they would not be afraid to let their expression be known. But it might be because they were different people as well. So it's not about just, in this day and age, it's kind of dangerous. But it also is because it's dangerous, I don't like to do it. And it's because I've done this job for 9 years and I need to be really careful what I say a lot of the time. So it feels weird to suddenly be able to, you know, be a human being. You're an animist. Avoid politics as much as possible, but when I'm asked, I make sure to answer in a way that no one can be sure of my real opinion or not. Oh yeah. I mean, you could have noticed that about me as well, a little bit. I don't like to do the corporate speech. It's horrible. So my political beliefs. Well, yeah, that's why I like... That's why it changes you when you start. I actually didn't have any kind of political views or anything specific to speak of when I enlisted. So that was fine, they just scrutinized me, you go through like psychological evaluation and things like that. And it was fine because nobody could tell that like I have an opinion on anything basically, because I was like 19 years old after high school, so I knew very little about life. So they just hired me and then I was there for 9 hours, and then you are confronted with like the worst people out there, because that's your job to like deal with these people constantly. And very rarely do you deal with someone who actually needs help, but rather it's just bad people. So the more you meet the bad people, the worse your outlook on the world is, and then you are kind of forced to not let that be known. So that forces many people into alcoholism. So that's a common theme on law enforcement here, which I do not like to drink much, especially not alone and not hard liquor. So it's kind of sucks, because that forced me to be like, I'm unhappy because I cannot even speak with the colleagues openly about it, even though they might have the same opinions. It's just it's so much of a risk. And not only like, yeah, they could throw me out of the job, that's fine, I'm actually leaving, but the bad thing is you could be even prosecuted if you hold some controversial opinions, and especially about our current government, which I do not like our current government, so that's dangerous for me. It's not corporate speech, quite the opposite. What do you think of the Middle East? Oh, you should just very some stuff. Since even an unhealthy coping mechanism can help. Yeah, I mean, like, at least there is some vent. Like, the alcoholism is a vent, basically, for these people. But for me, it has been games, mostly, and my girlfriend, and cats that I have, and things like that, and some friends, very select few friends. But it still sucks because it's just part of the reason why I'm quitting is because I cannot do it anymore. I cannot like warp myself to be something they want, but I'm not. And it's becoming worse and worse because I was able to do it very easily before, but it has proceeded to a point where now it feels like I'm trying to be someone else, and not in a good way. I actually liked the patrol duty the most because I could actually help people, like do something that matters, change something. But with the investigations, as dumb as it sounds, I cannot change anything. It's just paperwork. That's what I do right now, and I hate it. It's the other part, like doing something that you hate. It's just horrible long term. So if I find another job, I'm hoping I will find a job that has minimal paperwork involved, because I had enough for 2 lifetimes. Just everything requires so many papers. The bureaucracy is just absolutely obscene here. Gonna have to do something for variety here. Drop a few trees here and there. I think that's a very common feeling, and my limited view on police work is correct. Yeah, like I'm not alone to feel like this. It's just there are people who actually have a mortgage or kids or some other responsibility that they are like, yeah, it pays the bills, I have to do it. And I cannot do much else because they are like older usually. So that's why it's keeping them there, and they're like, yeah, I'm very close to pension and all that. But for me that motivation just isn't there, and that's why it's crushing my soul. Off to bed? Yeah, no problem, Lathington. Glad to have had you. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow to test out the 7 Days to Die server. So good night. The hero's minds. Okay, let's take a look. How does this look? I guess it looks fairly okay. There's plenty of stuff now. Where do we proceed from here? Well, it is bank. And then some more. But it's getting close. But the bad thing I haven't actually shown you, but what we have to do as well is there is underground. And I've managed to get some of it. Like there are passages that have stuff. This is supposed to be the Moria, it's just the very basics for now. Just open space and a city. There is this tunnel as well, and then we have the tunnel between Mordor and the Haradrim, which has some offshoots and whatnot. But yeah, gonna have to do the underground as well, and it's gonna be absolutely massive because it needs to have a big tunnel that leads from the Iron Hills to Moria, and Moria itself, of course, needs to be fairly big. Let's go up. Let's get this. Okay. Get a monster. I guess I can get some dwarves. Haven't had many of these. how do we do this? I suppose we could start with Mirkwood actually. Just to get this place kind of filled in, so we can build around it. I just don't know. There's supposed to be I guess, but it feels like elves don't really need a third city, because everybody else has 2 at most. The humans have Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith, and Isengard has only 1. Haradrim have 1, Mordor has 2. So it feels like the elves would just become a very dominant power if we just have them have too many things, which I don't actually want them to be too powerful. Like, they should be good, but not this good. Get something here because it looks horribly empty. Some trees here and there. I should also do a few rocks or ferns, whatever. Just slap something down because this looks very homogeneous, the terrain, which is not actually good. You want it to be broken down at least a little bit, but don't block any access points. It's kind of key. Hey Ligor, welcome. Look at that. Okay. What else do we do? Disable animations. Causing a little bit of a lag. Actually going to run the village music, or we could do the investigations from the RP. Would actually be good, I think. Kinda dark, but okay. I guess there is some Frostpunk in there as well. I don't want to listen to that. Gonna play? Yeah. Will it do a rock? Yeah. Can make this into a big area for some loot. Could also just make a bunch of this inaccessible, which I think it's what I'm going to do here, because I've already done that once in the human territory here, because this would just be too much. So I'm gonna just do a filler a little bit here, which that's fair. Like, the map is too big, but at the same time it's too small for some of the geographical features, which that can be quite, like, weird, but that's how it works, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to cut it off. Okay, now we need to fill it in. That's okay. We just do this. I guess we'll do... Oh, no, where is it? Just launched me somewhere. Okay, I don't think I can find it, most likely. So we should just load it. Let's save it. No. Save it first. And then load it. Terrain, raise. Gonna have to do some crossings over here. Make it grass first. And then we should do some roads maybe. I didn't want to have roads coming through here, but maybe we will want that. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe one road at least. Right, so we'll need Mirkwood there. Now over here there's not gonna be much, but I guess Sauron could actually come through here, so we should probably make this guarded by substantial something. Get a road coming like this. Connect it up. And it's getting done. I might just fill this in now. We have a little bit work left over here, but we can do it. It's not gonna take too long. Okay. Trying to figure out spots. And then a few trees in the middle here, most likely. I actually wanted this to be a place. Ah, that's fine. I can block it off. Okay, let's take a look. Monsters. Can do a bunch of wolves. Make it like 100. Some archers. Manticore. Some squares. Make them like 120. And other monsters. This is the Frostpunk Order team. It's for the best. It's on druids. Treasure, artifacts. Take a look at artifacts. Immunity to mind control. Let's get it behind the Manticore, I guess. Where is it? Here. This. Get a few chests. in each area. Also here. Some gold piles as well. Get some resources to some of these. Get some mercury and sulfur, crystals, campfires. Get a monster here as well. First need to get a tree. Block that part off. Monster. Let's get this guy to be like 45 strong. Okay, it's not too plentiful, but at the same time it's not terrible. So that's a good spot, I feel like. Let's get them a dragon to guard the crossing. Dragon's gonna start at like 20, 28. Let's get campfire. I'm going to build things as well. Let's take a look at buildings. You could do a dolmen of knowledge here. Eldritch well. Let's get the mercenary camp. Should do a shrine for the free spell. Aside from the cities and geographical features, how do you decide what goes where? Yeah, so I consider the geography of the Lord of the Rings map, and then like where are different factions and cities supposed to be. I try to emulate it, but of course you have to have some concessions, because it's never gonna be perfect. But aside from that, you actually need to consider each faction, where it actually starts, and then each player actually needs a set amount of things for them to be competitive, and so that you can have them be just able to play. So that's each resource mine, basically, in their immediate area that's not contested by enemy. Then you want either a gold mine or abandoned mine that they can rebuild, or some windmills or mills, water wheels for money, so they can actually support that. And you want some extra dwellings. Yeah, basically you balance them out, but some people will have different sort of things. Like for example, the Mordor player has of course been made stronger just by his stuff that he has is actually like, he has nearer things, he has more of it, but he also is further away, he cannot get out very easily, and he will be probably fighting against multiple factions. So how it works. And aside from that, you also want to make sure in terms of the artifacts and the resources around them, people will actually want different kinds of monsters to fight, so they can get some experience on their heroes and get some artifacts. So I also did spread out some artifact shops, so you can actually buy stuff. I can disable some artifacts from the shops if I don't want them to, for example, levitate, to be able to cross mountains. I can do that, which is actually something that I will do. And yeah, other than that, there is not much to talk about. It's a Heroes game. I think you said you never played Heroes, so maybe you would need to be like, I would need to explain even the base mechanics of it, but it's pretty straightforward. It's not very difficult to understand. You get a a city and you get a hero initially, and then you get resources on the map, fight monsters with your soldiers, and then expand. You need to call the eagles when you can levitate, yeah. Just go directly to Mordor, you know. Which I don't actually want them to do that, but there is no way to win that just by reaching Mount Doom. So I will have to... You need to defeat Mordor, basically. Isn't that a 4x, but the heroes that beat up other heroes? Well, basically, but your hero actually... Well, he can fight, but he's not an entity that can be damaged on the battlefield. Rather, he has troops, and if all the troops die, he dies. And he can cast spells or attack, but that's like once per turn, so mostly you will be relying on your own units to fight. So you can build dwellings in your city and economy buildings and things like that to get more stuff. But then you can buff him with like the arena and things like that you encounter. You have stables for more movement points on the map. When you go and fight things, it will actually go into the tactical battle and you can turn-based combat. And the campaign map also has turns, so that's how it works. You can have multiple heroes, but splitting up your army is usually bad. And you have dwellings, so you can increase production of like goblins or whatever. It's spread all the way around. And there are other cities you can have multiple, but they need to be on the map. So Mordor can have another city, while the Haradrim actually only have one city in the entire world, so it kinda sucks for them. Tactical battle mode, yeah, it has a tactical battle mode with turns, and what it revolves around is usually pile up your ranged units to be like hundreds in the same unit, and then they have an action that will shoot, and that's your most reliable source of damage. You can also have siege weapons with the army, so that can heal up units with a healing tent, or ballista to shoot people in the face, or there's another thing, ammunition wagon, right? Just struggle getting into 4X grand strategy games unless I'm really invested into the lore. They're little like fictions. Yeah. I can totally see why. But this is not like 4X, so to speak, because you don't really like. It's a very basic 4X. It's not complex at all. Once you understand the basics, this game is actually fairly simple. It's just the other factions might have different kind of mechanics or things that you might not have access to, so everybody handles a little differently, but basically everybody is the same, so it's not a big deal. And when you compare this to something like Stellaris or some other 4X games, it's just this is nowhere near there in terms of complexity. So you probably wouldn't hate it. I think you might even like it, but it depends if you want to play it. There is no like big time investment associated with it, because you can just jump in and play it basically. There's no real downside to it. You can pick the weaker AI to fight against, of course, but yeah, I wouldn't like... I haven't come back to the game in a while because it's just not that good, but been creating this map for a while, so I kinda am interested in playing it, at least this, a little bit, even though I might not play like the regular maps. But, you know, probably worth a shot. Really like it. I don't think I'd stick it on for dozens of hours like the other games do, yeah. Good summary. I'd say I was totally into this game when I was a kid when it came out, but it has been a while, and there are so many other games on the market today. It's just, I don't think going to this one particularly is just very good. Even other Heroes games, the newer ones, actually are even worse in a sense, I think. So I am not the biggest fan. But yeah, this is a redemption for someone, so I feel obligated to do it. And that's why we have the redemptions. And if I don't keep my word, people will scream at me, and also doing dishonorable things is not something I want, so why we are here today. And I was hoping I could pull through, but it feels overwhelmingly impossible today, so I might just have to call it at some point. Which sucks. I really wanted to get this done so I can actually be free man again. But alas, it's not possible. It feels like unpaid internship. You'll finish it soon enough. Yeah, maybe in like 10 more hours. Something. I also need to do testing, by the way, which is the worst. But everything should work. It's just, I don't know if it will. I hope it will. Because if there is a problem with that, I'm gonna be so crushing to go back and redo things. I really don't want to redo things. Spread the wigs around. I could actually get a sawmill in here, I think. Extra sawmill is good. Especially for factions that have multiple cities. So let's do that. I should also guard it. Monster. Make it like a minotaur. It's fairly off in a distance from any cities, so it can be stronger. Fine. Let's do a campfire there. Break up the uniformity a little bit. Okay. Now this thing needs to be done. But yeah, we are getting there. It's just taking ages. I guess we could do Mirkwood. I really don't want to give the elves a third round though, so I'm just gonna make it a forest. Even though we already have forests. We have quite a few forests, I dare to say. Not enough though. Gonna have to have another forest. Let's do it. It's gonna be a ticket though, so I'm willing to just make it sort of uniform and have like paths through it. Then have chungus walls of trees in there. I do think that would be fine. Have it like that. Make some pockets for monsters. But yeah, and this is actually taking like a lot of time to do. And as I said, I've been doing this from the morning, so apart from Caesar and watching Baron play, it's actually been all day this. It's not very good for me when I'm sick. Actually rest more. I'm gonna have to call it soon. So what about this? Something like that. Monster. Oh. Here. to develop this side of the forest. I guess I can do terrain, and then we can fill in the monsters like tomorrow, something like that. But I haven't even started doing the passage to Moria and the Moria itself, so it kind of sucks. That will take at least like 8 hours to do properly. Because the outside world is actually simpler to make, I think. The underground is more complex in a sense. It is more limited because you have tunnels, but also there are all kinds of different things there you need to get, and for it to look right you need to have them, and I struggle with that a little bit. Because this could be Mirkwood. Right. Might shall finish this off at least to get something done. Got this approach as well with something powerful. With the genie. Get him to be like 50 units strong. Can have some loot there, that's fine. Let's get a few monsters going. So who is this gonna be? It's a bit like Skeleton Archer, I guess. Let's make them fairly numerous. With another monster. A hound. Almost made them 700 strong. Fine. Managed to cancel it. Okay. Is there anything else? Any other parts? Yeah, I guess here. There. I'd like this to be a griffin. Where even is the edit? Okay. Make it like over there. Out. Get an artifact. Campfires. We also should really make some structures. This feels kind of empty. Let's switch to music again. I'm actually gonna listen to the last spell main theme. Kinda good. Kinda wanting to play some of that today, but maybe next time. Definitely not gonna play it now because it's too late for that. Could get a water wheel, I guess, if it allows me to place it. No. I guess you're gonna have this thing here. Can do this. It doesn't really fit. Let's do the wood ticket. The ant ticket. Okay. But it's blocked. Now we need to focus on this. We could also focus on this bank actually. But this is like close to Mordor. There shouldn't be any trees. Which that's always a pain to do things without any trees. We could maybe do dirt. Can we do dirt terrain? I mean, it's not great, but it's gonna work. Around better. Let's get it to like.
Hello, welcome to top 5.
We have tutorial for the last spell. Let's just skip it. Let me just play a playlist of something. Guess we can have peaceful music again from the RP. Play that. I'm gonna have to redo this. This off. Unfortunately, it has like the green border. Gonna shine through on some of these dirt places on the rocks, but that's fine. Not willing to go great lengths to have that not happen. How do we look? Gonna need to stretch this along the mountain range. Now, flip me upside down. Have some stretch out areas as well. Okay. It looks fairly good, I guess. So I need to figure out how to fill this in. So in terms of the third terrain types, so we have trees, but they are just trees. So I guess that would work kind of same. Just have to figure out which one of these are actually the tickets. Okay, these are actually huge, so I don't think we should use those. Bushes, rocks. I'm gonna have to use something, so I guess it's time to use the bushes like this. I'm tempted to use the trees. Let's do it. Cannot really click individually all the trees. Get that to be a thing. Over here as well. And we'll spread a few of them here and there. Make it look less uniform. Okay, so you have like 3 places for loot and monsters. Some over here as well. Okay. Sitting there. I have to stretch it so it's looking like it's crooked a little bit. Other trees here and there. At least we made some progress here. It's good. Now, do we do any structures? I think we will do some structures. Let's get this thing as a dungeon. And then I would be willing to do a crystal mine, for example. Would be fine to have. You have to guard it though. Hey Darker, welcome. Thanks for the raid. How are you doing? Were you playing something interesting? I guess you always are playing something interesting, is the answer, right? You're good? It's good to hear. Some crystals. Doing some Fallout New Vegas, okay. Yeah, so you played that before. What's your favorite perk? I think you pick some starting perks, right? There are like skills and perks. How goes the map making? I've been in the heroes mines for considerable time now. It goes fairly okay. But my sanity is being depleted, so I have like, I don't know, 20% of the map left to do, but it's incredibly difficult to just keep my focus on it. Traits and perks, yeah, right. Depends on your definition of interesting, but Fallout New Vegas is a good game, okay. Yeah, it is. Before Fallout became shit. I think that Fallout New Vegas is definitely considered one of the better games and maybe even the best one by some. Fallout 4 definitely sold more, but you cannot really judge games only by how much did they sell, in my opinion. It's also about how big of a legacy they have actually managed to create for themselves. And how did they expand the franchise, which New Vegas actually did very well in that regard. Managed to get a lot of people into Fallout. So I'd say if I was to go and play Fallout game, it would probably be that. So if you want, Young, I can give you a little tour. So we have Mordor here. So we have the mountain ranges that's separated from the rest of the world. We have the Black Gate. This is supposed to be the tower, but yeah, this is the Orc town, basically. I don't know, I don't remember the Orc city name. Then we have Mount Doom, right here. Just very simple, but I'll do something. There is an underground passage that can lead Mordor player to the Haradrim, but otherwise he cannot really leave the Black Gate unless somebody unlocks it, and the key is actually in the Shire. And yeah, so the Mordor player will be quite strong. He has a bunch of dwellings, things like that. Also another city to conquer and post for extra units. And yeah, there is a passage in the underground that actually leads to the Haradrim. So go up in the Haradrim city, yeah, it's here. So Haradrim are actually the undead. They start here and they have southern part of the map. Of course, you have the sea on the left, so they can do that as well, because they can actually have a dock in the city. And then if you follow the path, you will arrive at, this is Minas Morgul. And you have the Sirit Ungol pass beyond it, so very heavily garrisoned, you need to punch through there. Bunch of resources you can get, that's one way to Mordor. Or you can go through the underground passage, but it's also guarded. And then we have Osgiliath here, so it's an island made to have all the dwellings for different players, so it's point of contention for everyone, basically. It's guarded by units, so Mordor has to kill some humans before they can reach it. Others can get there from the other side as well. Then we have some Deadlands. I'm just currently working on this, so that's a thing. Then we have, right by Osgiliath, we have Pelennor Fields and Minas Tirith. I know it looks a little bit weird, but this is the best I can do in the scope of this game. It isn't really very good, but you have the wings, you have the central big rock or whatever, then you have the city itself, you have the tomb. What you went for? Yeah. And yeah, then we have Helm's Deep. Looks very good. Thanks for that. I'll try my best, but again, the game doesn't allow for very precise things, unfortunately. Even the cliffs are kind of jank. Then you have Helm's Deep, the lower Bailey. I had to do a lot of trees, even though there are not supposed to be that many trees here, because other terrain things actually don't allow me to do that much stuff with it. Then we have Isengard. We have the pits of the bills there. It is a wizard player, but yeah, he should be pretty good. Of course, points between players are actually guarded quite heavily by units. Each player has their own resources and buildings, so they can grind some XP before they fight and get some units. We have a Shire here, so it's supposed to be climbed by Isengard, that's why they have dwellings here, but it's not initially theirs, so it's any man's game who gets it, and it's the key, it's the ring to unlock Mordor, basically. Then we have Moria right here, just the upper part for now, but I will be working more on the underground part, probably tomorrow. And then we have Rivendell. I cannot have freaking waterfalls, so it looks kinda jank, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Then we have this Elven City, that's where the elves actually start with. This is not theirs from the start. Bunch of forests. This is not actually supposed to be that heavily forested, because this is supposed to be the start of Mirkwood. So this is supposed to be Fangorn right here. But yeah, it's just the scope is kind of off, but that's fine. There is some coastal stuff over here. The biggest map size you can get. It's fairly big, but still not big enough to encompass the entire world of Lord of the Rings, so it will kind of be a little bit jank. I hope it's gonna be good after I'm done with it. I still need to finish off Mirkwood, this part, and then I need to figure out what to do with the freaking plains, because they are horrible, and I would have to get like a bunch of shrubs or whatever, maybe. But then the tunnels are horrible, because I'm gonna have to do the underground parts, which are quite tough. For now I have the basic tunnels that connect some parts of the map, but I only have Moria as this for now. But there will be dwarves. They will start in Iron Hills. Let me just switch. Yeah, so Iron Hills. They will mount an expedition to reclaim Moria with Gloin, and then that's gonna be their thing. So eventually they will be strong, but they need to actually get there through the underground. It will take them some time, so they will be behind initially. As a big fan of Lord of the Rings, I really like it. It's good to hear. At least someone enjoys it. I'm making it for Redemption, by the way. It's not of my own volition, but I kind of like it as well. It's a different editor to work with than Caesar, so I guess that's kind of good to differentiate what we do around here. But I've spent way more time than could be justifiable on this. But I'm still gonna continue because it needs to be done. We are almost done. Debate pathfinding. Okay, so do I want to work on next? Purple monsters around here. Get some monsters, preferably some orcs or something. Some hell creatures could work, but I'd like some orcs instead. Let's get an artifact here. Something simple. What does this do? Yeah, this is not great. Let's get it. Gonna head off, get some dinner, but I hope you have a good stream, man. Forward to the final result. Yeah, thanks for the rate again, Yang, and I hope that we all see if this turns out well. So, see you around. If you want, I can send you the map then, after it's done. If you are into heroes, you might enjoy it. It's supposed to be played with AI though, it's not multiplayer, because it would have to be created as a multiplayer map, which this isn't. Some centaurs. Some chests, general loot. Should do some ore and wood. Fuel the expansion, and if anyone gets here, should be the purpose of this. Okay, we managed to get that. Now we have like several more of these. Okay, should do another thing here. Do some precious resources, that's fine. Gonna probably make this a stronger creature. Take a look. Kinda like a chieftain. With another monster. So I think the music is just okay, fine. We'll have more music. Some goblins. I'm gonna do a lot of goblins. Let's make them like 160. Get an artifact here as well. Something simple. It's all the loot in these. Another one. Suppose we could do some scuba. Give this an artifact, probably a better one than the most. Okay. That's another nook. Okay. Artifact. I guess we can give this something as well, but very minor thing. Shackles. Gonna fill in some regular stuff as well. Take a look at buildings. Get a signpost on crossroads. Get a stable. Get a magic shrine. Should do a redwood observatory somewhere, I guess. That one in Gilead, yes. Can do the basic shrine as well. Do a tethered banner. Gonna build a sawmill there. Get a monster to guard it. Something fairly simple, but not too easy. Let's get a bunch of orcs. Gonna be something like water. It's fine. Get some wood. Let's get a few campfires going just here and there. It actually does feel like this corner could use another creature or something. Whoever's gonna get to Mordor first, or the outskirts of Mordor rather, is gonna have a lot of XP and loot from this, but that's fine. I'm not even sure which faction will have the easiest access to that. Maybe it's gonna be the Haradrim. Okay, so that's done. Now we're still missing Mirkwood, this part over here, but the rest of the map is done. Also, we are missing the tunnels, but I cannot do the tunnels today. Too much. Also need to figure out what to do with the planes. Planes just suck. Cannot justify making trees everywhere. And almost 4 hours. That's gonna be it for today. I cannot make more, do any more of this. We've been doing it for a while. Looks like Fishy is playing some Doom, so we're gonna raid Fishy. Take a look at that, but anyways, thanks for watching, and see you around. Bye. Yeah, cheers, Morris.